So today I want to talk about my experience that I had at the Nintendo Switch 2 experience in Los Angeles. The other day I uploaded a video that was basically the Mario Kart World gameplay, just one track basically. I probably should have picked another character to show off to, but just wanted to play Shy J. And it was just a small little video. I only got like one clip of the track I was playing, like a full clip in the handheld mode, which was in 120 FPS by the way, and it was in 1080, so the picture on that Switch was really amazing, really good. Like honestly, it rivals the OLED Switch by a little bit too, because the OLED also has a really good picture, but that Switch, for not being an OLED screen, really does some good work on the picture quality and how the game looks. Also, it does support HDR too, so it makes certain lights pop, more shadows are darker, and basically, you know, a little bit better contrast in the picture. Oh, and another thing about the Mario Kart World Tour is the knockdown mode, which was really fun. Honestly, I had more fun with the knockdown mode than I had with the regular racing. The regular racing is good. The tracks, I feel like the beginning tracks are a little bit boring because, you know, they're kind of straightforward. I feel like they're just the beginning, trying to get used to the controls and such. But the next other tracks were really fun, very chaotic, stuff literally happening everywhere to avoid. There is a couple like straight lines that like people were talking about, how like, oh, it's just a straight road for like 3 minutes or so. But a couple of the tracks really were fun to play, and especially that knockdown mode. I have a clip of one dude playing it right beside me that was in second place and almost won the whole thing against 24 people. And it was really fun. It was a really fun mode to play, honestly. Like, it really knocked it out of the park for that game mode. It was really nice. And I can't wait to play it, honestly, because that game is $80 for physical retail, and if you get it on the eShop, probably it's gonna be like $70, which is still a hefty price for that game. But I guess if you're already buying the Switch, just go for the bundle, because the game is gonna be $50 if you just buy that bundle. So I did get to try out Donkey Kong as well, but I don't have really anything recorded on there. I just have this little picture of the opening cutscene that was happening. Really fun too. It's basically kind of like an open like exploration, kind of like how Odyssey was, basically like a Donkey Kong version of Odyssey. Really fun game. But also, I wanted to show a clip of me just walking around the area, showing off the games they had. I had a video where I was showing off basically their GameCube section, where they had Wind Waker being played, F-Zero being played. I don't think anyone else was playing the other games, which they had Mario Strikers on there too. They only had 4 GameCube games at the time. They had Metroid Prime 4 there, which you could play with the controller, or you could play with the Joy-Con mouse controls, which were really good actually. I got to try it on a couple games. One was the Drag Edge Drive game, where it's a couple like robots in a wheelchair and you shoot a basketball, basically just a basketball game, but your characters are all in wheelchairs and you're basically like dragging the Joy-Cons on the table like you're in a wheelchair, and trying to literally like score the most points you can before time runs out, which was surprisingly really fun. Good workout too for the arms, but insanely good. I got to try out Civilization 7. It had the mouse controls on there. I wanted to see how it would feel like if you had an actual mouse or something, compared to like an actual mouse using the Joy-Cons as one, to see how a point-and-click game like that would play out. And it honestly plays out pretty well. I really like how the mouse controls work on the Switch Joy-Cons. They feel really nice and natural, because the bumper and the trigger are both the left click and right click of a mouse, so they really feel good. And the joystick on the Joy-Cons, I forget if it's either or just the one that's used as a mouse. You can use it as basically a scroll wheel, which is really nice as well. And you can also like switch between Joy-Cons pretty easily. Like you go left-handed if you want or right-handed. Like it automatically does it, so you don't have to go into settings or switch it to. There was another game that had those controls, which was Mario Party, which I do have footage right here of me playing. I only have the one mini game where basically you're dragging the Joy-Con on the table to move the cursor of the spray can. You were spraying like a bunch of bob-ombs, and whoever had the most sprays on a bob-omb would get the points for that one. And that one felt really nice. And then as you like shoot the can when it ran out of paint too, so refill and continue, which pretty fun mini games they had on there. Like I said before, the Joy-Cons feel really nice with the mouse control. I played a little bit of Cyberpunk 2 just to see how it ran. I only have like a small clip of it because I didn't have the best setup to try and get it all set up in a good way to like get my gameplay. But honestly, game ran really well, especially for a game like that requires a lot of resources to run at a smooth FPS. It actually ran really nicely. Even for the Switch too, like it, obviously like PlayStation, powerful console too that could probably run it, and then it's obviously nothing would probably compare to a computer if you had like a couple $1,000 computer. But for Switch and for its price, it runs really well on there. It's not bad. I had a great time with it. It was the first time playing Cyberpunk. Really nice. I did get to try out the handheld and TV mode of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild only. I wanted to try out Tears of the Kingdom, but I ran out of time, and that game ran really smooth on the Switch. I will not lie. Like the performance on that thing, I noticed little to no lag in certain places, and honestly, super nice. It kind of sucks that you don't get it for free if you already have the game, but I guess it's good that you get a discount on it too, which you do for any of those games that are remade for the Switch too, and its performance, you'll basically get a discount if you already have the game, which is so nice. I wonder how they determine that though. Like if you have a physical, would they like know that you had a physical played on your account, or because you probably would only get the discount if you buy it or download it online through the eShop. But overall, the on-hand experience of the Nintendo Switch 2 is really nice. The screen looks wonderful. A nice bigger size obviously is really nice, so you can see everything on there instead of like a little smaller screen. Unless you like the smaller screen, that's also really nice too. And the controllers, the Joy-Cons being bigger too, is really nice as well. Let me actually talk about the controllers as well too. So like I said, Joy-Cons are bigger, they feel really nice. The Pro Controller obviously feels really good. The Pro Controller, I had a couple video clips showing off the Pro Controller. Feels really nice. It's just like the Switch One Pro Controller. I have a Nintendo Switch Pro Controller, which already feels really nice as a controller, but the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller also feels really nice. It is a little bit of an upgrade to that one, just the way it's built and feels, and also it has the buttons on the back too, so that you know, you can probably program them to whatever you need, or if you need those buttons, they're there. So that's more customizability to the controller itself. And I get to try out the GameCube controller as well. I got to try out Wind Waker. I tried out Mario Strikers as well too. Really nice GameCube controller. Basically, GameCube controller is one of my favorite controllers of all time from Nintendo. Super nice. They did a really good job on it. So probably you'll be able to pick that up on the Nintendo Switch Online store, which they'll have it up there. Bluetooth, everything. Really nice controller. Nintendo Switch 2 is really nice. It's still a big price jump from the Nintendo Switch OLED, but I think it's pretty worth it for what it offers. I don't know about the games though. I don't know if that'll be worth it to some people. If not, if the games are really fun to you, go for it, because I think from what I experienced in those games, they were really fun to play. With Mario Kart being probably $80 for a physical, I mean, if you make the push, go for it, but that's iffy on the price. I don't know if I would agree with the price too much. I usually go either physical or digital sometimes, depending on what I want or need. I know Donkey Kong's going to be $70, and a couple other games are to be around 70 to 60, which seems like the norm for a lot of games right now. But I am super grateful that I was able to get a ticket to go to that experience. Like I said, really nice. But yeah, anyways, this this was just a video to show like more in depth on what I think on a couple games and what the Nintendo Switch Experience 2 was all about. Checking that whole thing and just giving you guys an opinion of mine and showing it off to you to see if it might be more worth it to you. We do have a Nintendo Direct for Mario Kart coming up, a Mario Kart World Direct later this week. I might cover it just because I'm trying to like keep up with a couple of the Switch 2 stuff, because I'm really interested in seeing what else it would have and seeing if it's really worth that price tag that they put up there. Because as of recently, the president of Nintendo of America, Doug Bowser, has stated how the prices are basically there. They're dependent on how much resources was put into the game itself and how much work was put into it. I'm guessing like costs and all that. But yeah, overall, really nice experience. I hope you enjoyed this little video, just me talking about it, giving a more in-depth like view and discussion on the Nintendo Switch 2 experience in Los Angeles. It was still a really nice time too. Like, obviously, they do really good with their consoles as of recently and games. They're always really fun. But the prices, though, is another thing that will have people more concerned on. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe if you want to see more Nintendo Switch 2 stuff. I also do Pokemon openings. I'm trying to do more like game stuff in between and Pokemon card openings, so if you guys are interested in any of that, go for it. If you're only interested in the Nintendo stuff, subscribe for that too, because I'll have plenty of stuff coming up in the next few weeks talking about anything, especially that Mario Kart World Direct that's gonna be coming up. I'll be checking that out. So yes, I'll see you all in the next video when I do that.